Hello everybody and welcome to Neil Diamond. Now, there's a clue there. Neil Diamond, vinyl, an album. What was it called? A Hot August Night. Jesus, I've not sweated this much since Cheltenham at Wembley. And we had that own goal scored by Naby Sarr. Anyway, how are you, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't it good to see them Russian whales back in the water? Isn't it? Their little smiley faces, beluga whales, they've been in captivity for years and now they're free. It must be like coming off a furlough, shouldn't it? I mean, that's what it'll be like, wouldn't it? In fact, it'll be just like that because then whales will be saying, what, we've got to catch our own fish now? Is this what it's all about? And talking of Neil Diamond, it's my first gig soon on a hot August night. I've not been on stage since Captain Cook was the seeker there, and I'd totally forgotten everything. In fact, my memory is going totally, because I'm out of practice and ring rusty. Ask any comic or Jimmy Carr and they'll tell you. It's hard to remember what your job is. And now I dictate a little script. I've got a computer that I dictate to it, but then I can't be bothered to go through it. So this is what it is. This is talking about illegal immigrant, a common dover it hasn't got a clue what I'm talking about, really. So I type like old people have sex. Okay, Oldham's in lockdown again. Big fucking shock there. Right, it won't be long before there's a full house, will there, eh? Well, we need is Slough and Chatham. And, I've got to tell you about Doncaster. There's some shit going down in Doncaster. You know what Doncaster is famous for, don't you? Well, Doncaster's... Geoffrey Clarkson comes from there, everyone's favourite entertainer, certainly mine. And it's also famous for having the shittiest gig on earth called the... I can't remember what it is, the Globe or something. The Dome, when I went there, it was horrible. It was all grotty, little seats, all holes in the fucking curtains. Beer was about 50 quid a pint. It's awful. All fucking pissed people with tattoos and teeth missing. And the blokes were just as bad. No, I'm kidding. PA didn't work, lighting didn't work. So I had a big moan about it, and it made the papers out there. Jim Davidson come up here and talk to us about how bad Doncaster is. Get a fucking life. Have a look out your windows. Now then, talking of Doncaster, and this is the thing. Look at the fucking sweat coming off me. This is like a sauna. Ethel is on the loose. Now, let me just put out an APB. Ethel is on the loose. Now, I've been to Doncaster, and they've got some lovely birds there, okay? They don't all live on kebabs up there. A few do, you know, big-boned girl. But this bird, you can't miss this one. She's 6 foot tall and can run at 30 miles an hour, okay? She is an emu. An emu, right? It's escaped from the Doncaster emu thing, and fuck knows where an emu sanctuary is in Doncaster. Right, and they're asking people not to approach it. Fuck that. You wouldn't have to ask me twice. I saw what the fucking thing did to Michael Parkinson. So don't go near an emu, okay? Do you remember the story? I said I was in Lewisham once or somewhere like that, or in London. Camden Town, I think it was. And there's all these people running along. So being British, I jumped in as well and run along with them. Like you do, you join in, don't you? And I said, what's up? And that bloke said, there's a lion on the loose. Blimey, which way's it heading? He said, well, we ain't chasing it, mate. Talking of rubbish, did you see the not Ant, SBS Ant, who seems to be in trouble for speaking his mind? How dare he? The thought police will have him after all he's been through in special forces. Just because now he's a bit famous, people can have a go at him. That's allowed, isn't it? Sold his soul to entertain us. He's a good guy. Leave him alone. Anyway, the other Ant of Ant and Dec. Ant and what is the point of going to frigging North Wales to get me out of here? I say that all the time I go there. Right, anyway, so now what are you going to eat? What they say, oh, you're in the jungle now, isn't it? So you've got to eat this, isn't it? A plate of Welsh stew. What do Welsh eat? Rabbits. Welsh rabbits. That's what they'll eat, Welsh rabbits. I don't think it's going to be the same. And if they ask me, I'm not going. Well, a couple of £100 I'm fucking doing it. Right, here we go then. Ant's ex-wife has got a new bloke. I can't say his name because that wouldn't be right, but he's a mechanic or something like that, or an engineer. He seems a nice lad, and he has fell smitten for Ant's ex. Right? Have you seen her? She's quite a beauty. And he says, it's not because she's got 31 million. No, Of course it isn't, mate. We fucking believe you. She's a lovely girl. She eats well. She looks good. Yeah, okay. I said, it's got to be true. It's in the mouth. Oh, I'll tell you what else I saw yesterday. Did you see the fight on the train with two blokes arguing about not wearing masks? A big punch-up. One was a black bloke who punched the white bloke, and the white bloke was a sort of a white bloke trying to have a little go back. And in the Mail, it describes the film. It said, two men, one in a yellow jacket and one in a black jacket. In fact, the black bloke was in a yellow jacket. It said the man in the yellow jacket seemed to throw a punch. And then the man in the yellow jacket said this. And the man in the yellow jacket pointed at a woman and said, shut up. Why couldn't they say the black bloke said it? Are they frightened to death? Do you ever remember the boxing? I remember when Frank Bruno was fighting some white bloke and the commentator from the BBC, you know what he said? And Frank Bruno is the one in the red shorts. He couldn't say Frank Bruno's that fucking great, handsome black man. No, frightened to fucking death. And while we're all talking about this, immigrants are arriving. Has anyone seen these poor immigrants coming in with their fantastic ribs at their rigid inflatable boat, Evinrude engines? Oh, yes, proper life jackets. Where'd they get all this shit? Where'd they get it? Who's providing it, eh? Priti Patel, she's asked some ex-Marine copper to go down and sort it out. What are we going to do? Well, did you see Good Morning Britain the other day with that bloke on? I don't, and that poor woman whose husband's got the convids, and we so wish him well. She deserves it. He deserves it. We deserve it. We don't want that bloke to be ill anymore. Get well, my boy. Anyway, they had one of them Zoom things, cutting quarter, and they were talking about immigration, of course, and coming across. And of course, they have an immigrant on there. It says, it's because you've been bombing our countries, you've been dropping bombs, you've invaded our countries. Fuck off, mate. We saved your countries. You should have just stayed there and fought for your own country then and risked your own life rather than us sending British soldiers out to protect your ass so you can come here and fucking moan. Get a life. Okay? But anyway, the Mayor of Liverpool wants to welcome them. Good luck, Mayor. It's a fantastic thing that you and the people of Liverpool are doing. And you're very welcome to help these people become Liverpudlians. That would be great. As long as they've got enough money to subscribe to YouTube and sign in. JDTV, www.jimdavison.uk. Fuck, it's hot, isn't it? I'm off. Bye. I don't care, do I?